What's your reaction?
I didn't speak to Floyd directly. I spoke to some people in his camp. They say no, there's no truth to it whatsoever. They said that obviously Floyd is going to make money with whatever he decides.
What happens when the most extravagant personality in boxing suddenly finds his payments rejected by the bank? And how should people interpret the situation when an undefeated champion appears to be losing ground financially rather than inside the ropes?
A loss on a bet.
About $1 million.
Oh,
Who was that? I want to ask.
What was it? Tony Romo.
Stephen A. Smith has earned a reputation for speaking his mind without hesitation. But this time, the conversation wasn't about criticizing poor defense or calling out a team after a playoff collapse. Instead, the outspoken analyst turned his attention toward Floyd "Money" Mayweather, delivering remarks that left no doubt he was holding absolutely nothing back.
The gloves come off.
I sit here with sadness to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, Floyd.
The discussion began with Mayweather's recent claim that he had purchased 62 properties across New York City. That's right, the figure being discussed was 62. Not just one building or a few investment properties, but an entire portfolio consisting of 62 separate buildings.
Bringing people into my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately,
He also suggested that every apartment, every commercial unit, and every square foot within those properties belonged exclusively to him. According to his version of events, there were no partners sharing ownership and no outside investors involved, only complete control under his own name.
to me, I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same.
I mean, what the hell is...
Based on how the announcement was presented, it sounded as though Mayweather had positioned himself as one of the biggest real estate figures on the East Coast, overseeing a massive property empire. Stephen A. Smith, however, wasn't convinced for a second. He didn't merely question the story or express uncertainty. Instead, he completely rejected it, making his skepticism crystal clear.
Which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd "Money" Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never...
During a fiery segment, Smith went even further by claiming that Mayweather was not the outright owner of those properties but instead held only limited interests in a small number of them. He portrayed the entire story as a carefully crafted illusion designed to hide a much less impressive financial picture. According to that criticism, Mayweather was allegedly carrying significant debt and could even be linked to a reported $42 million financial controversy. That figure alone is staggering, $42 million. It naturally raises one simple question. How does someone who reportedly earned well over $1 billion throughout his career become connected to a situation like this?
Turn the music on for the stripper!
Stephen A. Smith argued that he believes he sees the real issue clearly. In his opinion, the problem isn't determined by how much money someone earns over a lifetime, but by how much of that wealth they actually manage to keep.
He doesn't mind saying things like that because he doesn't mind reminding folks of how valuable he is, that he's Floyd "Money" Mayweather, so he could sign a 4-fight deal, for example, and make over $1 billion.
Smith delivered his criticism with precision and intensity, methodically peeling back what he viewed as the polished public image surrounding Mayweather's finances. Rather than accepting the glamorous appearance, he focused on questioning what might actually exist beneath the surface.
Mayweather is one of the rare individuals in American history to have the luxury of not having to worry about that at all. And oh, by the way, he's filthy rich. I'll throw that in the equation again. And he's unapologetic about the authority and dominion that he had.
While acknowledging everything Mayweather accomplished inside the ring, Smith drew a firm line between lasting legacy and present-day lifestyle decisions. From his perspective, Floyd sacrificed long-term stability in exchange for excess, and he believes those choices are now catching up with him in a way that's every bit as significant as the fortune involved.
You're not going to take that away from us.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. We have you on, and we're happy to have you on, and we're happy to talk Tank Davis.
Because once again, Mayweather Promotions, we are the past and the the present, and the future of sports and entertainment, and we will continue to go out there and dominate and beat the best.
Let me be very, very clear. I don't give a damn what network it is. If you are a promoter representing Gervonta Davis, and we talking about the sport of boxing, you're gonna be welcomed on.
There was a time when boxing fans admired Mayweather for his flawless timing, defensive brilliance, and unmatched ring IQ. He anticipated opponents so well that they often appeared to be punching at empty space while he remained untouched. But according to Stephen A. Smith, that same level of discipline didn't extend to life outside the ring. When it came to managing money and preparing for the future, Smith believes Mayweather made decisions that looked far less calculated than those of the experienced champion fans watched during his career.
Can I just ask you a very, very straightforward question? How much money do you have in your bank account?
Which account? Which bank?
I don't even have one account. Give me the amount of money you have in one of your accounts.
$300 million.
Dollars?
Yeah, in different accounts.
Smith also pointed to Mayweather's continued participation in exhibition fights long after retiring from professional boxing. In his view, those appearances weren't driven by competitive ambition or the desire to strengthen his legacy. Instead, he believes they were motivated primarily by the financial rewards attached to each event.
Asked about Stephen A's remarks by FightHype.com, and here's his response. Listen, I don't give two flying expletive what Stephen A. Smith say. I don't give an expletive what Stephen A. Smith gotta say. He's just a critic.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. continues to tell the public that he just wants to give the fans what we want to see. My response is, people have been asking for Pacquiao for years. There's no excuse to pass on Manny Pacquiao. I'm acknowledging your greatness, but you can't give us this rinky-dink fight, because that's what a fight with Amir Khan would be. It would not be worthy of what we anticipate the closing out portion of Floyd Mayweather's career.
The clearest example, according to Smith, was Mayweather's exhibition with Logan Paul. A social media personality with no professional world titles found himself sharing the ring with one of boxing's greatest champions. As Smith framed it, the reasoning behind that event had very little to do with sporting merit and much more to do with influence. Logan Paul's enormous online audience, which even surpassed that of some major boxing stars like Tyson Fury, transformed the contest into a massive commercial attraction.
Floyd or something? Yeah. Did he pay you to lose? What happened?
I wish you paid me.
How much you owe you?
Probably between 2 and 3.
Yeah. So is that your only loss, was Floyd?
No, I didn't lose. It was an exhibition, so there's no loser.
There's no loser in the exhibition?
No.
So you both are winners? It's like a tie. That's not a good feeling. It's like tongue kissing your sister or something. Not a great.
For someone who once competed against the very best fighters in the world, stepping into the ring with Logan Paul seemed like two completely different worlds colliding. It was almost as if a high-performance luxury sports car had been placed inside a slow-moving amusement ride. From Smith's perspective, the decision only truly made sense if financial gain had become the primary objective. And in his opinion, that was exactly the problem. Profit appeared to have replaced every other priority.
Let's go, Logan! Let's go!
Mayweather was once viewed as the ultimate example of what discipline, focus, and elite talent could accomplish in professional sports. Today, however, Smith presents a very different picture, arguing that Floyd has become an example of how success can begin to unravel when pride and excessive spending start influencing major decisions.
Bad for boxing.
I think it is. I don't like it. I'm looking at Logan Paul's numbers here. He's got 19.1 million Instagram followers. So he's got an audience there, him and his brother. You know, when you talk about an exhibition against Conor McGregor, that's different. He was the biggest star in the UFC. You were the biggest star in boxing, because I think Logan Paul only had, like, his record's like 0-1 or 1-1, and he's boxed a total of 6 rounds. I don't think someone like that should be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, we have ever seen.
His remarks felt like far more than ordinary criticism. Instead, they came across as a detailed breakdown of a legacy that, in his opinion, has gradually begun to lose much of its former brilliance.
They like watching him fight because they hate him, because he talks so much, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my jet, look at my house, look at this. This is my small watch that I take sometimes, but I want to show you. I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million.
Smith examined nearly every major decision Mayweather has made, almost as though he were placing each one under a microscope. He never disputed that Floyd earned extraordinary amounts of money during his career, but he repeatedly questioned how quickly that fortune appears to have diminished. The constant display of luxury, including a $1.88 million watch, private jets, and extravagant real estate, was once viewed as entertaining, but Smith believes it now distracts from deeper financial concerns. At several moments, his analysis came close to suggesting serious financial instability. The claim that triggered the strongest reaction was Mayweather's reported large-scale property ownership. Smith dismissed that story as exaggerated and misleading rather than completely accurate. He demanded hard evidence, insisting that official documents carry far more weight than carefully produced social media posts. In his view, the entire narrative resembled a staged performance built on inflated figures, illusion, and exaggeration rather than transparent reality.
So embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're going to have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen.
Questions surrounding Mayweather's finances didn't begin with a recent real estate story. Similar claims have surfaced for years, including reported tax issues and speculation that substantial amounts of money were borrowed to resolve legal matters. Smith revisited those earlier controversies, arguing they should have been viewed as warning signs instead of isolated incidents. He also shifted the discussion toward Mayweather's influence on younger athletes, suggesting many now admire the image of extraordinary wealth more than the boxing skills and ring intelligence that originally made him famous. In Smith's opinion, that shift from technical excellence to celebrity branding represents a significant change in how Mayweather is perceived, especially with exhibition bouts against non-boxers appearing to prioritize publicity and revenue over competition. Smith acknowledged that he once respected Floyd's relentless drive, but believes the focus has gradually shifted away from achievement and toward profit, sending what he considers the wrong message to younger audiences. Reports discussed during the segment also questioned whether Mayweather's publicly claimed wealth accurately reflects his current financial position, suggesting that despite reportedly earning billions throughout his career, much of that fortune may have disappeared because of spending habits, unsuccessful investments, and growing financial obligations. One reported figure of $402 million was described as particularly alarming, not as a minor setback, but as a potentially massive financial shortfall. According to Smith, the issue now extends beyond money and into credibility itself, with questions surrounding whether ownership claims and displays of luxury truly reflect reality. He argued that the damage to reputation could ultimately prove even more costly than any financial losses, especially for someone once viewed as one of boxing's defining figures. Smith also questioned how much of the lavish lifestyle shown publicly, including private jets, expensive watches, and large entourages, represents genuine ownership rather than carefully managed appearances. His broader message served as a warning against judging success solely by outward displays of wealth, reminding viewers that financial instability can exist behind even the most glamorous image. He also noted that people close to Mayweather, including former associates and personalities such as 50 Cent, have previously voiced concerns about Floyd's financial decisions and spending habits.
So, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you're already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before he...
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when... See, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, you know, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he...
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, you know, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell you how to do that. I didn't tell you to do it.
According to Smith, constantly gambling enormous sums and spending as though the money will never stop flowing eventually leads to a breaking point. In his opinion, that limit may finally have arrived. Throughout his commentary, Smith maintained relentless pressure, delivering each argument with intensity while systematically breaking down every aspect of the situation. Although Mayweather wasn't standing inside a boxing ring, the criticism made it feel as though he was still taking heavy shots from every direction. Ongoing reports suggest the financial story may continue to develop, and Smith appears ready to remain one of its most outspoken critics as new information emerges. At the center of his message was one simple principle: legacy is measured by far more than the amount of money someone earns. What truly lasts is how wealth is managed, how success is preserved, and how accomplishments are remembered over time. In Smith's view, Mayweather possessed every opportunity to leave behind an untouchable legacy, but poor financial decisions could ultimately overshadow much of that reputation. Regardless of the ongoing debate, Floyd Mayweather remains one of the most important figures in boxing history. Even so, Smith believes the story surrounding his career is now being viewed through a very different lens.